Hey, all you Reddit people. I've been loving the discourse and the creativity around the new Smashing Pumpkins album, Autumn Act 1. Shout out to Pumpkins Anonymous and his wonderful video critiquing Modern Pumpkins production and everything. I just want to throw in my own thoughts. Now, we're going to keep it positive, okay? As an amateur bedroom producer myself, there's a lot in the Smashing Pumpkins' recent output that I can appreciate. Say what you will about Billy Corgan and his artistic choices, but I, for one, am just happy he's still making stuff. We're not going to go after his voice, and I'm only going to touch a little bit on the songwriting. So I'm a Zeitgeist Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope fan. I went back for all the classic albums later. I remember being super excited about Billy's 44-song Tear Garden project, and I was actually bummed when it got scrapped. So the Shiny and Oh So Bright series, and now Autumn, have all had my interest. So what did I think about Sear? It's half good. Out of those 20 songs, there are only 10 that I still want to listen to. So I ripped those and threw them in a playlist. But I loved the aesthetic of Sear. I appreciated the production, and for the most part, I think those things have all been improved upon in Autumn. And before we move on, I'd just like to remind you that before Autumn, Sear, or Shiny, the last thing we got was Monuments to an Elegy. I have it, but I don't know why I have it. People often say to me, why do you do this to yourself? You don't really like this stuff. But what they don't understand is that if you're like me, you're a prospector panning for gold. Even if you never get that lucky strike, you enjoy the search and to a certain extent, the suffering. So don't let anybody tell you how to enjoy things. Now let's get into Autumn. Track number 1, Autumn, is a super cool intro. Those voices in the background make me think of Pink Floyd or the Obelisk from 2001: A Space Odyssey. I've always enjoyed these instrumental intros, like Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness or the Tear Garden theme. They're usually a little long and indulgent, but that's okay with me. I enjoy making stuff like that myself. And I actually think this is better than, say, the Tear Garden theme. Song number 2, Butterfly Suite. This song is beautiful. It's got that Oceania softness to it and the signature big guitars that you want, and they go together very nicely. The song makes for an exciting intro. The only critique I have is that I think the cymbals are maybe a little overly compressed, and they're a little painful when you turn up the volume to get a better listen. Number 3, The Good and Goodbye. This is a cool rocker. I really like the way the Shine As We All Shine chorus develops. The guitars are what I want from Billy, and Jimmy's drumming is definitely the star here, although, again, this is probably the song where I think the drums sound too compressed to me, and those cymbals are splashy, but in a bad way. Number 4, Embracer. I didn't really care for this one when I heard it on Billy's 33 podcast, but it works much better in the context of the album. I've mostly enjoyed that podcast, but I don't know if it's the best exhibition of any of these songs first time out. At any rate, I think everything on this song really works. The melodies, instrumentation, everything sounds full and lush, and the background singers. This is a thing that a lot of people have complained about, but I have loved the contributions from Katie Cole and Sierra Swan on Sear and on this album. So Embracer is a great song. Number 5, With a Do I Do. This song's pretty. It feels like it would have fit perfectly in the track list on Sear. Billy basically described this one as nondescript on purpose, and I feel that. It's pretty, it's not offensive, and I don't feel the need to skip it, but meh. Number 6, Hooligan. The title is silly. The songwriting isn't super strong, but it is catchy. It rocks on the choruses, and I'd enjoy hearing it live. I like it, especially on the bridge where the cavernous guitar kind of harkens back to Fritz Lang's Metropolis, that Art Deco feel that was all over Sear, and I really liked all of that. Number 7, Steps in Time. This is the best song on Act 1. It's got hooks. It's got some really fun supporting guitar lines from who I assume is Jeff Schroeder. This song would have been exciting to have had back on Tear Garden. I really liked that era, and I love getting more of that sound. The chorus is really strong, and what can I say? I think Billy sings a mean sha-la-la. Number 8, Where Rain Must Fall. This is another beautiful song, and one where if you aren't accustomed to Billy's voice, that might spoil it for you. I do think it could have been great if Billy had given the lead vocal to Katie Cole or Sierra Swan, but their voices get a lot to do here, and I think it's gorgeous. Billy described this one as a song for a stage musical, and I think that makes sense. It's overflowing with romance and sweetness, and I do like it. It's very distinct, very memorable, and beautiful. Number 9, Beyond the Veil. What I dislike more than anything is when something is generic to the point of being forgettable. Be awful, be awesome, leave a mark on me, just don't stay in the middle of the road. This is the one song on here that comes the closest to that kind of generic for me, but it's still enjoyable enough while it's on. It proves to actually be important to the flow of the album, so I'm glad it's here, but it's inoffensive. Again, Number 10, Hooray! Remember when I said I hate the middle of the road? Hooray is so far from the middle of the road. It is the far opposite of anything that you ever wanted to hear from the Smashing Pumpkins. It is insanity. But you know what? When I first heard it, I went and played it for my wife and my kids, and I'll tell you, everybody was dancing, even me. This song isn't even all that left field for the Pumpkins. I noticed in the threads other people have been pointing this out in the last couple of days. Remember We Only Come Out at Night from the beloved Melancholy? That zither auto harp song? That's a weird song. But they're touring that song live right now and people love it. This song is kind of in that category. That's what you gotta understand about Billy Corgan. He is a troll. He is the troll king. He is a Sith Lord. He knew Reddit would set itself on fire over this song, but this song is bonkers, it's stupid, and I love it. 11, The Gold Mask. I don't know what it means, but I really like the title of this song. This is a great first act finale, I think. The lyrics here are very accessible for latter Pumpkins lyrics, and I think the production's beautiful. The melody on the chorus is strong. Something in it does give me a sense of having just been on some kind of adventure, so it's good. I want to hear what comes next. So I like to judge albums by ratio of how many songs I enjoyed versus total number of songs. For Autumn Act 1, I would say I feel positively and not just neutral about 9 out of these 11 songs. So that's a really good ratio. And I know this isn't Siamese Dream or Melancholy or even Zeitgeist, but it doesn't have to be. And I'm looking forward to Act 2. Just as an aside, I thought it was pretty hilarious on the 33 podcast when Billy was talking about Zeitgeist, and he went out of his way to say how this album's a problem because it's too subversive and you can't get it anywhere. Okay,